Hello everyone, I'm Yazan Ibrahim, or as some of you might know me, Yazan Abu Ghosh. Today we're going to dive into a fascinating and essential topic from Chapter 5, Protection of Information Assets 5.0, Introduction. If you are a seasoned auditor or just curious to understand how information systems into business environments, you've come to the right place. Let's begin. Information asset security, the bedrock of digital trust. Imagine standing at a grand crossroads where digital landscapes stretch infinitely in every direction. Every email, every transaction, and even every photo stored online exists in this vast realm, unseen yet omnipresent. But here's a thought. What ensures that these bits of data, these critical fragments of modern life, remain untampered, accessible, and private? This is where the concept of information asset security steps in. It's not just an abstract idea, it's a carefully orchestrated system of tools, practices, and principles working quietly behind the scenes to protect what matters most. In this video, we'll explore the essential components needed to safeguard your organization's digital assets. From fortresses of physical access controls to the precision of encryption techniques, you'll gain a comprehensive understanding of how we protect information in an increasingly connected world. An essential part of maintaining information asset security is evaluation. This is where the role of the auditor becomes critical. Auditors don't just assess systems and procedures, they evaluate whether these measures are suitable for the organization's unique needs and effective in achieving the desired level of protection. This process includes reviewing policies, procedures, and controls to ensure they align with the organization's goals, regulatory requirements, and industry standards. But it's not just about checking boxes. Auditors are trained to identify weaknesses, gaps, or inefficiencies in the system and recommend improvements that ensure a robust and secure environment for information assets. Their judgments provide the organization with clarity. Is the current approach working? And if not, what needs to change? This skill is particularly important because this domain, information asset security, represents a significant portion of the Certified Information Systems Auditor, CISA, certification examination. In fact, it accounts for about 27% of the test, approximately 41 questions. It requires not just theoretical understanding, but also the practical ability to apply these principles effectively. For CISA aspirants, remembering this high weighting underscores the importance of mastery in evaluating systems, ensuring effective controls, and safeguarding the organization's most valuable informational resources. Let's break this down into digestible pieces so every element feels like a clear stepping stone to the next. Foundations of information, asset security, a framework for trust. First, let's talk frameworks, standards, and guidelines. Think of these as the blueprints and rule books for governing information security. An organization doesn't just stumble upon security best practices. They follow globally recognized frameworks like ISO, IEC 27001 or NIST. These are living documents evolving with the cybersecurity landscape to help organizations identify potential risks, craft robust protections, and ensure that policies are repeatable and scalable. This isn't merely about prevention, it's about consistency. Standards provide a common language for security, making it easier to align internal policies with industry expectations, customer needs, and regulatory compliance. Privacy principles, protecting personal data. Next, we dive into privacy principles. Today, privacy isn't just ethical, it's regulated. Legal frameworks like GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, or CCPA, California Consumer Privacy Act, demand organizations respect and safeguard personal data. If someone entrusts their personal information to a company, that organization becomes its custodian. This means ensuring the data isn't misused, lost, or accessed without authorization. The stakes are high here. Compromising privacy can lead to lawsuits, reputational disasters, and eroded customer trust. As auditors, evaluating the implementation of privacy principles ensures compliance and protects the organization from costly oversights. Physical access and environmental controls. Now, picture a secure underground vault. It's cool, dry, only accessed by a select few, and sensors are constantly monitoring who goes in and out. This is the physical manifestation of information security. Physical access and environmental controls serve as the first line of defense. These controls include barriers like locked doors, biometric authentication, and surveillance systems, but they also include subtler protections. Temperature and humidity sensors maintain optimal conditions for servers, while emergency systems prevent damage from fires or floods. It's not just about fences and locks, it's about creating an environment resistant to both human interference and natural disasters. Identity and access management. Who gets the keys to the kingdom? Jumping from physical barriers to digital ones, we now explore identity and access management, IAM. Imagine this as a sophisticated gatekeeper that decides who gets in, what they can do, and how long they can stay. IAM operates on the principle of least privilege, ensuring individuals have access only to what they need for their role. Whether through multi-factor authentication, MFA, or structured role-based permissions, IAM guarantees that only the right people can access the right data at the right time. For auditors, this means evaluating whether an organization's IAM policies are foolproof. Are there clear mechanisms to revoke access when employees leave or change roles? Are access logs being reviewed regularly? Weaknesses here can lead to wide open vulnerabilities. Network and endpoint security, lines of defense. Now zoom out to the larger battlefield, the network. Data doesn't just sit still, it moves. Think of sensitive information traveling through tunnels. Without proper defenses, these tunnels become ripe targets for cyber attacks. Here's where network and endpoint security come into play. Firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and secure protocols like HTTPS shield data in transit. Meanwhile, on the edges of this system, the endpoints such as laptops, phones, and other devices, security measures like endpoint detection and response, EDR tools, ensure potential threats are flagged and neutralized. Auditors assess these lines of defense to uncover weaknesses before they become exploitation opportunities. Data classification, putting chaos into order. Now comes the vital task of data classification, a process essential for aligning security efforts with the value of the information being protected. Not all data is created equal. A company's marketing material may be public-facing, but customer financial data? That sits at the top of the risk hierarchy. Through classification, data is organized by sensitivity into categories such as public, confidential, or secret. This structured approach ensures that high-risk data receives maximum security, while less critical data isn't clogging up expensive resources. Auditors ensure classification policies adhere to frameworks and assess the technologies used, such as data loss prevention (DLP) tools that enforce them. Data encryption and beyond, securing data in motion and rest. Once data has been classified, the next step is to keep it secure, particularly when it's stored or in transit. This is where encryption takes center stage. Encryption transforms readable data into scrambled code, decipherable only by those with the decryption key. From symmetric encryption, where one shared key handles both encryption and decryption, to asymmetric encryption, famous for its use of public-private key pairs, organizations use this technology to make their data unreadable to unauthorized parties. Tools like Public Key Infrastructure, PKI, provide certificates that verify whether encrypted data can be trusted. Web-based and virtual environments, new avenues, new risks. Today, businesses run on interconnected systems, web technologies, virtualized environments, mobile devices, and the Internet of Things, IoT, have opened new frontiers, but also new vulnerabilities. For each innovation, there are attackers devising ways to exploit it. Take the IoT, a network of smart devices that can be remotely controlled or monitored. While IoT has revolutionized industries, poorly secured devices create loopholes for cyber criminals to slip through. Similarly, mobile phone vulnerabilities can put an organization's entire network at risk. Auditors must evaluate how well these technologies are integrated into an organization's security model. Are virtual environments isolating sensitive processes? Are mobile devices enforcing security policies? Preparing for the worst, incident response, and forensics. Finally, security isn't just about prevention, it's about response. Incident response plans serve as blueprints, dictating exactly what to do during a breach. Response teams investigate, contain, and eventually recover from these incidents to minimize their impact. When breaches escalate to legal matters, forensics teams step in. Forensics digs into the who, how, and why of an attack, collecting evidence in a way that's admissible in court. Combined, incident response and forensics not only address immediate damage, but also prevent similar incidents from recurring. Conclusion: every element of information asset security works together. It's a symphony of frameworks, technology, and vigilance. For auditors, the role is to analyze, question, and ensure everything upholds the principles of confidentiality, integrity, and availability (CIA). In a world where data breaches dominate headlines, these practices form the cornerstone of trust and resilience. By understanding these components, you're not just protecting information, you're safeguarding businesses, reputations, and lives. Stay tuned as we dive into each of these sections across this educational video series. making sense of every layer we just introduced today. Together, we can master the architecture of secure systems. Thank you for watching, and as always, continue learning, stay curious, and we'll see you next video.